Ladies and gentlemen, in a world that never pauses, where success is measured in numbers and recognition, we often overlook the most priceless possession we have: time. Time is the most precious gift. Not money, not fame, not power. Time is the only thing you can never get back once it's gone. You can lose everything and rebuild, but you can never relive even a single moment of yesterday. Time is a resource that is universally distributed, yet uniquely valued. Each person, regardless of their status, wealth, or influence, receives the same 24 hours in a day. However, what separates the fulfilled from the unfulfilled, the accomplished from the regretful, is how they choose to use that time. Unlike money or possessions, time does not come with a return policy. Once a moment passes, it becomes a memory, sometimes cherished, sometimes regretted, but never reclaimed. This is what makes time far more precious than any material asset we chase in life. We can earn back lost wealth, rebuild relationships, and recover from failure, but we cannot rewind or re-experience even a single second of our past. In our modern culture, there is a dangerous illusion that time is abundant, and we often behave as if we have a limitless supply of it. We postpone dreams, delay meaningful conversations, and procrastinate on decisions that could change our lives. This false sense of security makes us take time for granted. We think there will always be a later, a next time, or a someday. But life doesn't always offer second chances. Every hour that goes by is an hour closer to the end. And the cruel truth is that none of us knows exactly how much time we have left. The most dangerous words in the human language might just be, "I'll do it tomorrow." Unlike other gifts, time cannot be wrapped, saved, or borrowed. You can't store it for when you are ready. It must be used in real time. And that usage either moves you forward or holds you back. It's a live currency, constantly flowing, and the value it holds is entirely dependent on your awareness of it. This makes time not just precious, but sacred. It asks us to live with presence and purpose. It challenges us to reflect on how we prioritize our days and whether the things we give time to truly reflect what we value most deeply. Moreover, the value of time increases with perspective. When we are young, we may feel like we have forever. But as we grow older, we begin to see how fast the years move. The seasons of life come and go, and we begin to understand that time is the true foundation of every experience, every achievement, every connection we hold dear. What we once saw as an infinite supply now becomes the rarest gift of all. In that realization, we discover a powerful truth. The greatest act of living is to treasure the time we have and to treat it as the most valuable gift we'll ever receive. Procrastination is one of the most subtle yet destructive habits that silently erodes the quality of our lives. It disguises itself as rest, as planning, or even as perfectionism, but at its core, it's a form of avoidance, an escape from responsibility, discomfort, or fear of failure. Time lost to procrastination is not idle time. It is time sacrificed at the altar of hesitation, and with each delay, we distance ourselves further from the life we truly want to build. Fear plays an equally paralyzing role when it comes to wasting time. Fear of rejection, fear of making the wrong decision, fear of change, and even fear of success all serve as invisible chains that hold us back from action. We tell ourselves that we're waiting for the right moment, the perfect circumstances, or a guarantee of success before we begin. But life doesn't offer such guarantees, and in waiting for certainty, we often let the best opportunities slip away. Fear, when left unchecked, becomes the thief of time. It convinces us that caution is wisdom, when in truth, it's often just a mask for insecurity or self-doubt. When we allow fear and procrastination to control our choices, we effectively put our lives on pause. Days, months, and even years can pass in this state of paralysis. We become spectators in our own lives, watching others take risks, chase dreams, and grow, while we remain stuck in the same place, weighed down by the illusion of safety. This stagnation breeds regret, not just for what we failed to do, but for the time we'll never recover. Life is meant to be lived actively, not passively. It's not the dreams we didn't reach that hurt the most, it's the moments we didn't try. Ultimately, the cost of procrastination and fear is not just lost opportunities, it's a wasted life. Every moment we choose not to act is a moment we give away to uncertainty. We trade what could have been a step forward for the fleeting comfort of staying still. If we truly understood how valuable our time is, we would stop letting fear and indecision consume it. We would begin to act with urgency, not out of panic, but out of reverence for the fleeting gift of life. Because the harsh reality is this: while we hesitate, time does not. Every great achievement, every meaningful change, every powerful transformation begins in the smallest unit of our lives, a single day. We often look at success or failure as the result of a few major decisions, but in truth, it's shaped by the thousands of micro choices we make every day. What you choose to focus on when you wake up, how you spend your time during quiet hours, and the habits you maintain throughout your routine. These seemingly minor decisions silently carve out the trajectory of your future. Whether you use your time with discipline or waste it in distraction will ultimately determine the quality and direction of your life. Most people tend to underestimate the power of daily consistency. They overvalue rare bursts of productivity and undervalue the quiet, repetitive actions that slowly compound over time. The truth is, your future self is being created by the actions of your present self. Each day is like a brick, and how you lay those bricks with intention or neglect determines the strength and shape of the life you are building. This means that even the smallest, most mundane parts of your routine hold incredible power. Reading a few pages daily, exercising for a short while, or reflecting in solitude may not seem significant in the moment, but when practiced consistently, they forge an unstoppable momentum. What's even more profound is that each day offers a clean slate, a fresh opportunity to make choices that serve your long-term goals. You don't need to wait for a new year, a new month, or a new Monday to change your life. All you need is a decision to treat each day as valuable. But most people live on autopilot, reacting to the environment rather than acting with intention. They scroll, delay, complain, or multitask through hours that could have been invested in growth. These hours accumulate into days, then years. And soon, a future filled with missed potential becomes the reality. The future isn't waiting at the end of the road. It's being formed right now, one moment at a time. Understanding the value of your daily moments is like unlocking the secret to self-mastery. Once you recognize that your future is not something distant, but something you are actively shaping with each decision, everything changes. You begin to respect your time more, protect your energy, and focus on what truly matters. You stop looking for shortcuts and start building strong, intentional habits. You realize that greatness doesn't arrive suddenly. It grows slowly, watered daily by consistent action and disciplined focus. And when you honor your daily moments, you align your life with purpose, direction, and long-term success. When we talk about the value of time, it's not just about how much we have. It's about where we choose to invest it. One of the most powerful ways to spend our time is by directing it toward personal growth. Growth is not a destination, but a continual process of becoming. Becoming more aware, more capable, more refined in our character and contributions. The time we dedicate to learning a new skill, developing emotional intelligence, building resilience, or deepening our understanding of the world never goes to waste. It returns to us in the form of self-consistency, opportunity, and a richer, more meaningful existence. Purpose, too, is a worthy place to invest our time. Living with purpose means aligning our actions with something greater than ourselves, something that brings fulfillment, passion, and contribution. When we spend time chasing our true calling or building something meaningful, we aren't just passing time. We're imprinting our presence into the fabric of the world. The people who leave legacies are not those who rushed through life, checking boxes. Checked solve Yazachara, no longer what's through life. Checked time. It's all about health to rigid health, nudge, help. And perhaps the most powerful and intimate way we can invest time is with the people we love. In a world of constant distraction, giving someone our undivided attention is one of the rarest and most valuable gifts we can offer. Time spent with family, friends, or even in simple connection with others nurtures relationships in ways that words alone cannot. It builds trust, memories, and emotional bonds that become the foundation of support in our life. You may not always remember the exact details of a day, but you will always remember how someone made you feel. And those feelings are built through shared time, presence, and care. Ultimately, when we prioritize growth, purpose, and love in how we spend our time, we're investing in things that compound in value. Unlike fleeting pleasures or shallow distractions, these investments don't vanish with the clock. They deepen, expand, and shape the core of who we are. They build a life filled with meaning, not just activity. And while the world may tempt us to spend our time chasing superficial rewards, Those who choose to invest it in what truly matters create a life that is rich not only in experience, but in legacy. In a society that often equates generosity with material wealth, we forget that one of the most profound ways we can give to others is through our time. Unlike money or gifts, which can be replaced or replenished, time is finite. When you choose to spend time with someone, to truly be present with them, you are offering a portion of your life that you will never get back. That alone makes it one of the most authentic and irreplaceable forms of giving. It's not about grand gestures or expensive tokens. It's about the quiet, sincere act of showing up for someone in a world full of distractions. Being fully present with someone requires effort, intention, and empathy. In a world driven by fast-paced routines and endless digital interruptions, undivided attention has become a rarity. You're giving them the validation and care that no amount of money could replace. That kind of connection nourishes the soul and often becomes the highlight of someone's day or even their life. Time given in moments of need carries even greater weight. When someone is grieving, hurting, lost, or uncertain, study kept most clear, seeing and less alone. That act of emotional generosity, being a student, observe and see that problems creed in clearing defeatance is enough to experience. In times of crisis, people don't remember the words spoken as much as they remember who stood beside them. Moreover, giving your time builds trust and deepens relationships. It signals commitment, care, and reliability. Whether it's making time for a child, spending an evening with aging parents, helping a friend move, or simply sharing a walk and a conversation, these small moments build a lasting foundation of love and loyalty. People don't value you for the things you can give them. They value you for the moments you share, the memories you create, and the consistency with which you show up. In the end, it's the time we give to others, not the things, that becomes the true legacy we leave behind. Intentional living is not about perfection, but about presence, a conscious decision to engage with each moment as though it matters, because it does. Every second that passes is not just time on a clock, it is your life unfolding in real time. When we fail to live with intention, we drift. Days become routines, routines become habits, and before we know it, we are living on autopilot. We go through the motions without questioning their meaning or value. But when we live intentionally, we reclaim our time from thoughtless repetition and pour meaning into even the simplest tasks. We begin to shape our lives instead of just enduring them. To live intentionally is to treat each moment as sacred, because once it passes, it cannot be repeated. This awareness creates a shift in how we approach everything, from how we wake up in the morning to how we speak to the people around us. We begin to ask ourselves better questions. Is this how I want to spend my time? Does this align with who I am or who I want to become? Living intentionally invites mindfulness into our daily lives. We start noticing the little things, the tone of our voice, the quality of our attention, the emotions we carry, and the choices we make. In doing so, we bring depth and clarity to every experience. This level of conscious awareness helps us make better decisions. Instead of reacting impulsively or being swayed by external pressures, we respond with clarity and purpose. Our goals become clearer, our relationships more meaningful, and our personal growth more consistent. Living with intention doesn't mean every moment must be extraordinary. It means recognizing that every moment is a building block of our future. Whether we are resting, working, talking, or creating, each action contributes to the life we are crafting. By honoring these actions, we cultivate a life of significance. Intentional living also means being protective of our time and energy. It means being no longer waste time on superficial living experiences relevant to the hurt and problem or comparison. It means being no longer knowing or know on complacement or success issues. And in this shift, we find a deeper sense of peace, a grounded awareness that we are not just existing, but truly living. Each moment becomes a conscious contribution to a meaningful life. Living fully isn't about having a perfect life. It's about being deeply engaged with the time you're given. It means waking up each day with the understanding that your time on this earth is limited. And because of that, it is precious. When we use time with clarity, we begin to see what truly matters. We stop chasing approval, temporary pleasures, or meaningless distractions. Clarity allows us to focus on the values, goals, and relationships that add richness to our existence. It sharpens our decisions and guides us to use our time in ways that reflect who we really are and who we hope to become. Purpose, on the other hand, gives direction to our time. It transforms simple routines into intentional acts and makes even the most mundane tasks part of something greater. When your time is aligned with a clear sense of purpose, you no longer live passively. You move through life with momentum, meaning, and depth. Purpose helps filter out the noise of the world and brings you back to the core of what you're meant to do, whether it's creating, serving, leading, or learning. When you pour your time into purposeful actions, you build a life of substance rather than surface. Gratitude is what allows us to savor time. So often we're caught up in what we lack or what we're chasing next that we forget the immense value of what we already have. this moment, this breath, this day. Gratitude grounds us in the present. It helps us see our time not as something to escape, but as something to embrace. When we're grateful, we appreciate the small victories, the quiet moments, and even the challenges, because we recognize them as part of the experience of being alive. Gratitude doesn't slow down time, but it stretches our awareness so that we can feel it more fully. When we combine clarity, purpose, and gratitude, we begin to use our time not just efficiently, but meaningfully. We stop rushing through life and start living in alignment with our true selves. We measure our days not by how much we got done, but by how intentionally we lived, how kindly we treated others, and how connected we felt to our journey. In doing so, we discover that fullness in life doesn't come from external success, but from a deep internal harmony with the way we use our time. And it's in that harmony that real fulfillment is found. So as you walk through the minutes, hours, and days ahead, remember that time is not just something you have. It is something you are. It is the thread that weaves your experiences, shapes your character, and tells the story of your life. Choose to spend it on things that matter. Be present, be purposeful, and above all, be grateful. Because in the end, it won't be the possessions you held or the milestones you reached that define your legacy. It will be how you used the most precious gift you were ever given, your time.